Okay, welcome to our champion chats. Today we've got Bailey Murphy.
Hi, my name is Bailey Murphy. I'm from the United States. I'm from Connecticut. A lot of you guys may not know where that is. It's right next to New York. So I've been point fighting since I was 5 years old. I'm 18 now, so I currently just moved up into adult divisions about 3 years ago, and I won Waco Juniors in 2016, and I recently just won Waco World Seniors in 2019 in Turkey. I've been to a couple other Waco tournaments. I won minus 79 kg point fighting at Irish Open this year. That was my only event this year. I won minus 79 at Best Fighter last year, and then I took third at minus 74 at Best Fighter as well. I got second in my pool. I lost a good fight against Elijah. And I win about mostly all the lightweight divisions and overalls over here in the United States.
Cool. What do you think has been your biggest achievement so far in your career?
My biggest achievement so far is definitely either the Waco Worlds in 2019 in Turkey, just because of the who I beat. I beat Alex Veres for the finals. It was a last second like a buzzer beater type of win, and I feel like that's very important. It means a lot to my career because I'm only 18, so to do that at 18 is a lot of people aren't really doing that. And then here in the States, I would say winning the Diamond Nationals, because as of right now, I'm the youngest Diamond National winner for point fighting. So
just tell us a little bit about the Diamond National, because I don't think I've heard of the Diamond National.
Yeah, so the Diamond Nationals is probably in the United States, other than the U.S. Open, is probably the biggest event where everyone competes for. I have it right here. Everyone competes for this diamond ring. I don't know if you guys can get a good view on it, but yeah, everyone competes for this diamond ring. Raymond Daniels himself has about 7 of them for point fighting, and then they have other events where you can win them in. And Ross Savine has a couple. And it's just a big thing in the United States, yeah.
So you win a diamond ring and you keep that ring, or you have to give it back every year?
No, you keep that ring, yeah.
And that's for each weight, or like a grand champion?
It's for a lightweight overall or the heavyweight overall. So there's only 2 given out for point fighting a year.
Okay, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
If you could relive one moment then in your whole journey so far, what would you relive?
Probably U.S. Open 2019 open weight.
Okay.
I lost to Elijah 5 to what was it? I think it was a low scoring match. It was 4-3. He beat me in open weight. So we had a good fight. It was low scoring, but I really wish I could relive that, because I think I should have fought better. But nah, Elijah's terrific. But I feel like if we relive that moment, I hope the results will be differently. That's one moment I wish I could have back for sure.
That's quite different, because everybody else wanted to relive a moment of glory, and you want to relive a moment to remake it and change it. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. No, I rather that, because for me, the way I think of it, for myself, I expect myself to win. So
okay.
If I'm gonna relive a moment, it's definitely a moment where I could lose, maybe to change or to even have that feeling of losing again. I think losing is probably one of the most beautiful things in this sport, because it's what gives you the hunger to want to keep going. So like if I lose, that's just gonna make me hungry. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have a song that gets you focused or pumped up? So like, well, I'm big on Spotify and got playlists for everything. Everyone has a song, I think, that gets them kind of like motivated or pumped up. Do you have one?
Yeah, I would say probably Energy by Drake or Nonstop by Drake.
Okay. That's pretty The songs are really random. Like, quite interesting that you come to Drake. We've had like Adele and all sorts of magical stuff. So Drake's pretty like there. I think it's a good song. What motivated you to get as far as you have so far?
Something that's motivated me is from the time that I was 16 when I decided to move up in the adult division. That was really at the point where I started doing it by myself. My instructor took a step away from the sport, and at that time I was left in a place where I either had to stop training or find another way to train and adapt. So what I've been doing since then, I rent out space at a Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym, rent out space there once a month, and then other point fighters in my area come together and train. And then so like with that, I feel like that just gives me another edge when I'm fighting, as if like no one else is going through what I'm going through with that. So it makes me want to fight harder. And the fact that this isn't the only sport that I do.
Okay.
I'm in college, so I also run track. I'm a pretty good track and field athlete. So balancing both of those out sometimes is difficult, but I know no one's working as hard as me and that this is really what I want to do. So
do you run short distance or long distance?
Mid distance. I'm a 400 runner, 400 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yeah.
So you literally train on your own all month, and then once a month you train with a group of fighters from around your sort of area?
So, it really depends. So even since I went to college, it kind of changed as well. So when I went to college, I didn't have to necessarily rent out space anymore because I go to school about an hour away. There's a school close to that area, so I train there. And sometimes I'm able to get some people down. Like last January, Kevin Walker was in New York, so he took a 3-hour drive over to me, and we trained. So I try to make everything. I try to make things possible. You know what I mean?
It's pretty impressive. So mental health is a massive factor in our sport because not only does it affect how you perform, but like affects how you think about what you're doing. So do you have days where you?
Yeah.
Do you have days where you feel low and you don't want to do it? If you do, days where you feel low. If you do, how do you pick yourself up? Like, what do you do? Is there a set thing?
There's that. This is probably one of the best things. Like if I have low days of point fighting and training in general, those are things that get me out of those low days. It's something I look forward to every day. Like I could be having the worst day of my life, but knowing that I'm able to go kick and punch and train, it's just a good feeling. I can't, like when I'm doing that, I don't really see myself ever in a bad mood.
Okay. Where do you think you've sacrificed much to gain the success you've got? So have you given things up that others have done that you would have wanted to do?
I think so for sure. Like I love track and field as well, but in my mind, point fighting comes far before that. So there's races and championships that I've qualified for in track and field that I'll talk to my coach and put aside because in my mind, nothing is more important than this. And even from a young age, I kind of restricted myself from like if my friends had like a birthday party and it was like the week of a tournament, I would have to skip their party because I feel like I have to be great. You have to make those kind of sacrifices. So I'm okay with that.
If you didn't do this sport, I suppose this one would be easy for you. If you didn't do this sport, what do you think you would do instead?
If I didn't do the sport, I'd probably run track and play football, American football. So
okay,
yeah.
Is track big in America?
Oh yeah.
We're kind of like take it or leave it here, I think.
That's pretty big here.
We kind of had like a massive following for like football, but you would call it soccer, I suppose, the way we play it. So we have like a big following for football, and then there's probably, it kind of like gradiates down. You have like boxing and like gymnastics, like all those sort of activities, but football is probably like the biggest leading one here, I think. And then athletics is probably I'd say like towards the bottom of the list. It's something we do at school, but we're not like pushed or encouraged to do it. So everyone just like, they do their like little 400-meter run, and then they're like, yeah, we're done now, and just move on.
Yes.
If you could say one thing to up and coming in the sport, what would you say to them?
Just keep grinding. Like, just don't give up. That's the most important thing, because like there's gonna be times when like there are gonna be times where you feel down on yourself and you don't feel like you're that great, but those are times where you got to keep pushing. Like I say all the time, diamonds are made under pressure. So when you have that pressure and you feel like you have to do something, don't really stress it, because it will come. Your time will come.
And can you describe your career so far in 3 words?
3 words. It's very unexpected.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that because for me, like I came up and like I was a great junior. I think like especially in the United States, I think I'm one of the greatest juniors that's ever like did it. But and technically, I still am a junior until next week. But I feel like I'm so young, and people didn't expect me to be as great as I have been so far already. And I believe that I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna keep evolving and keep getting better, because I mean I've done a lot, but this is nowhere near what like I want to accomplish. I have so much more to accomplish.
Okay. There's our kind of like 10 set questions. So we've got like a few random ones that we just kind of add in at the end. So the last few that we've spoken to are mostly like European fighters that go out and have fought in America. And they're obviously like notice a massive difference between the WACO and the NASCAR rules. Is that right?
Yep.
So obviously on the flip side of that, when you come and do a WACO tournament, do you struggle with the rules, or do you find the rules better for you?
I don't struggle with the rules. What I do see is that sometimes I waste more energy.
Okay.
A lot more energy is wasted for me because of the 2 rounds for every fight. That's not something we do in America, where we'll have 2 rounds for overall fights, but we don't have 2 rounds for every match. So that, and then also adapting to the body jab and adapting to 1-point kicks. That actually works in my advantage. Having 1-point kicks to the body, that works in my advantage. But really the most difficult thing for me is probably 2 rounds every fight.
So does that mean when you come and you fight in Europe, you have to change your fighting style because of the 2 rounds, or you don't change it that much?
I don't change it. I think for me, what I need to do is just continue to because from the way I fight, I feel like I drain a lot of energy quickly just because of how much I move and how much I set up techniques and bounce. So I feel like for me, I just need to continue to work on my conditioning and get my endurance up, really.
Is there a name that you see on the draw sheet and you often think that, oh, that one's going to be tough, or I really don't want to do that one? Is there like a particular name that you see and that puts you off?
I mean, there's no name that I see that like I'm ever like scared to fight, or like I'm like, oh, I don't want to fight this person. There's names where I'm like I know this is gonna be a tough fight, but I'm ready. And like that, I look forward to those type of fights, because those are fights where you build your legacy. Like for me, whenever I fight Elijah, I look forward to those fights, because right now Elijah probably is the best fighter in the world. So those are fights that I look forward to, because my desire is to be the best fighter in the world. So those are legacy fights for me, where I'm fighting for that name. So there's no name I look at and I get discouraged. I never get discouraged.
Well, we do ask some of the others, if you could train anywhere in the world, where would you want to train? Like,
I could train anywhere in the world. It would probably I have three places. So, so Mexico, Ireland, and then and England, of course.
Mexico.
Yeah.
What attracts you to train in Mexico?
Um. So they have a lot. They have a lot of great fighters there in Mexico. Actually, they have like I don't know if you heard of him, Hector Solorio.
Yeah.
Zane, he fights in the States a lot now. I think he lives here now, but he's from Mexico. They have a good camp there in Mexico, so that's something.
And Ireland. What attracts you to Ireland?
Um, I don't know, for whatever reason, like that was the first time I ever went overseas, and just seeing how strong of a camp they have, it's just good to see. Like Connor, I mean, he fights a lot in the States now, but seeing him fight, he's a great fighter himself, and then just the people he's surrounded with are also good fighters.
Okay. And then obviously England, because
Yeah.
we rain every day. You've got to come here. I think that's it, really. Unless there's anything, I think that's it.
Nah, I can't really think of anything.
So I'll add your song to my Spotify playlist. All right.
All right,
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.